Hey guys, gals and legionnaires, Rycon here and welcome back to Fallout 4. Although this is not Fallout 4 as many of you would have seen it. This is Fallout 4 Frost. Frost is a total conversion mod that takes Fallout 4 closer to when the bombs actually dropped. We are dealing with a nuclear winter. The outside world, everything above ground is radioactive and extremely dangerous and deadly to us. Developed by the same mod creator who put together Dust for New Vegas, this is a survival overhaul. This is going to turn Fallout 4 into a day-to-day grind to survive. We aren't a hero, we are a scavenger, doing everything we can to just stay breathing. And so, I'd like for you to join me on this journey into Fallout 4 Frost. Now this is going to be a perma-death playthrough. That means when we die in-game, that character is dead. In the event of a death, we will start anew, leaving the past character as just another body in the wasteland. Added to this, because our character in the Frost universe doesn't actually have a Pip-Boy, I'm not going to be using VATS, and that is going to make this a very difficult experience for us. That added with the fact that we are playing on survival mode, things are going to be difficult to say the least. We will have to contend with our thirst, our hunger, and the radioactive environment around us wearing us down over time. This is not going to be an easy world to survive in. However, we will try. We will keep on going. And our first character is a man by the name of Raphael. Now, Raphael finds himself in a rather unfortunate predicament. He has been taken prisoner somewhere deep underground in a network of subway tunnels. When he was brought here, he had a sack on his head, so he knows nothing of the area that is around him. But he wants to be free of the cell he finds himself in, and so that will be our very first task we will take together. And so, guys and gals, if you would be so kind to join me, let's dive on in. Alrighty, guys and gals, here we are in Fallout 4 Frost. Finally, it's been a long time coming, this series. It's been a long time for me getting this together, but I'm glad it is finally here. And I'm sure that Raphael is glad that this is finally his chance to escape the cell, a cell in which he's probably been stuck in for a while. It would seem our guard has perished. For whatever reason, it seems he has drank himself and perhaps even injected himself to death. Right away, you'll notice, first change, we've got in stealth. It says undetected rather than hidden. There are a lot of subtle changes along the way, and there are some major changes as well. This is a complete overhaul, and we're going to find things out along the way. But the first thing we need to do is get out of the cell. However, we are not alone. There is another in here with us, and interesting enough, he's naked. I've never been in this cell and have him be naked before. I have tested this, and this is the first time I've ever seen the scenario where he is straight up naked, because more often than not, he has a very basic radiation mask on. And we're going to be without one, which is going to be interesting to say the least. We don't start off with much, and as you can see, Raphael has been through a lot. Before we go any further though, we are going to use our imaginary Pip-Boy. As you see, we don't have a Pip-Boy. We don't have one. We don't have one at all. However, we do still have one here because we need to be able to interact with items, etc. However, I'm not going to be using the map, I'm not going to be using the radio, and because we don't have a Pip-Boy, we're not going to be using VATS. However, we're going to jump into this. We can already see, for some reason or another, we have lost a hit point there somewhere along the way. I'm not sure how. And now we're going to go ahead and have a look at Raphael's special. Now, I'm sure there are a million different ways you can make characters in Frost. However, this one just made roleplay sense to me for Raphael. While this isn't a roleplay, we are still going to be roleplaying as Raphael a fair amount. We are also going to have to treat this like a game, though, because this being a Permadeath series, it ain't going to be easy to survive this. Believe me, this isn't going to be like Riley. I think this is going to be a whole different ball game. Raphael is going to be the first of many. Now, as we can see, he is very strong. His strength and his endurance are his fundamental character traits. He isn't very quick on his feet, but he is strong, and he isn't super perceptive either. As you can see, his charisma and his intelligence, as well as his luck, have been pretty bad. Well, I can imagine his luck is bad. He's in the cell right now, so he's obviously not doing too great. And in terms of charisma, I imagine most of the time that he has had interactions with people, they've been negative, and this has obviously coloured his impression of people. And finally, his intelligence. Now, Raph is smart enough to know how to read. He might not be able to read amazingly well, but he can read well enough, because there would be some major drawbacks if we kind of added to the fact that he couldn't. Because a lot of the game's story, Frost's story, is told through the notes and the books that are left over from its survivors, and so we are going to be reading a fair amount through this series, and Raphael will be reading along with us. However, I imagine that's where his education stopped, because the bombs dropped. And when they dropped, I imagine that Raphael was a child. He'd perhaps only just learnt how to read, and not much more than that. He would have been of the age of 4 or 5, if not even that. Because this is very early on in the apocalypse, while the world is still falling apart, and the world above is not the kind of place that we want to be. This is a heavy survival mod, and our survival is going to come at a cost. We'll be talking about that more as we continue to play, but right now, we just have some lovely classical tones in the background. We need to start by trying to get out of this cell. And so we need you, dear survivor, to help us do that. However, we are going to go ahead and have a look and see what your little note is here that you've scrolled down. Let's see what you've left for us. He does seem to be a little bit more eloquent than what his body would suggest, although, saying that, his underwear's pretty clean, so he's no savage, right? I will proclaim to the world the deeds of Gilgamesh. This was a man to whom all things were known. This was the king who knew the countries of the world. He was wise. He saw mysteries and knew secret things. He brought us tales of the days before the flood. He went on a long journey, was weary, worn out with labor. Returning, he rested, engraved on a stone the whole story. I imagine there's more to that story. Who knows? I actually don't know, so not sure about that one. However, we are going to take your bobby pin, and I'm sorry, but we're going to take that locket, and I'm imagining he was just keeping those in his pants somewhere, so yeah, okay. Well, we are going to need to unlock this door, and as you'll see, it's not like normal. The door is unlocked. However, we used a bobby pin to be able to do that. We didn't actually lock pick it, as you can tell. Now, we need to advance skills to be able to do that. It's not player skill based, it's character skill based. And Raphael knows how to perk a basic lock, but that is about it. This does not look like a nice place, but it's nice to finally be out of that cell. We can see there's a headless feral ghoul hanging about over there, and we'll be leaving him alone for now. But our captor, I would very much like your longshoreman's outfit. And as we can see here, his name is actually Johnny, and I kind of like this because look, he's just a survivor, right? We don't know his name, so why should we know his name? But we can see on the journal that is clutched in his hand that his name was Sunshine Johnny. So Johnny, let's have a read of your journal. And we are also going to take your outfit. And as we can see, he is definitely not clean like our friend in the cell here. We'll take your medics, which I imagine he didn't get the chance to use all of. That, and we'll take the empty blood pack as well. And just take a little bit of a break from the radio, just while it's a little bit more intense. I like the slower classical tunes, so we'll take that for now. And we can see we're already tired from lack of sleep. So I gotta be careful. I'm talking and explaining, but the world continues on around us. Let's have a read of Sunshine Johnny's journal, though. See what he has to say. It's still there, like a dream you've awoken from. Every time I smell the cook fire. Alan. Who's Alan? And why the cook fire? No, I need to forget. Janice is back from his trip. He brought new guests, which is good, because the old guest doesn't talk anymore. He's tired. I imagine the other guest was dead. Janice is mad at me because I called him his old name. He says I need to forget. Janice wants to leave again. He says it all makes sense now. He says that the answer was right above us and right below us. I don't want him to go. I get sad when he goes. I hope the new guests talk more. I don't imagine Raphael would have talked much. Not being a very social person, he would have kept to himself, and perhaps that's what drove poor Johnny here to overindulging. We do have some more things around us, and so we essentially need to try and loot absolutely everything that's around us. And as you can see, this feral ghoul doesn't have bottle caps on him, but rather has $1 bills or coins, 5 of them. We're going to go ahead and take that and his dinner fork, and you know what? I hate to think where they were, but hey, we got them. That's okay. We'll take it. As we can see over here by the radio, we'll go ahead and pop back on for a second. That's a little better. No, it isn't yet. Wait till a better song comes on. We can see here that there's a bottle of whiskey. Now, whiskey in Fallout 4, you know, it's something that you'd use to make Molotovs and not much else, but in this, it is important. It's a tool that we're going to need to use, and sparingly. As you see, these two are just survivors. They aren't raiders. There aren't raiders in this. There are just survivors, just like Raphael, people that are trying to make their way in the world. And when we take life, when we kill someone, that does affect our sanity. Eventually, over time, we're going to start to suffer from both audio and visual hallucinations. And they will really start to deteriorate our sanity over time. There are ways you can work around that, and one of the ways is alcohol. Alcohol and other types of medication in the game can help you regain some of your sanity, but obviously you can become addicted to substances in this game, so there's a chance that you become addicted to alcohol or something else that you use to cope. So it's a tough game. It's a dark place. Dark things are going to happen, and I'm sure Raphael has already had some very dark days. So we're going to take this triple distilled Irish whiskey and put that in wherever we're placing it. And right now, I'm imagining that's probably just like a little sack or something that we have with us, because we don't actually have a backpack on us. Before we go too much further, though, let's go ahead and chuck on, or at least see what the difference is with that. We're getting +2 damage resistance and energy resistance on that, so I am definitely on board with us grabbing that. We're probably going to go ahead and leave the tattered rags behind. So goodbye to you. And as we can see, we're looking, you know, a little bit more survivory now, but still pretty messed up. And I actually kind of like that. It almost looks like we've got a pack on the back now, so it kind of makes sense. That's where we're storing things. Janice's journal and lead pipe. That's going to be our first weapon. We're going to go ahead and make sure that we equip that. But Janice, let's see what Janice has to say. Today, I found a squirrel burying nuts. He squeaked up a racket when we picked him up by his tail. 2 days up the Maldine line broke him. He learns quick. It's actually Malden line, which I think is a subway. So Malden line makes me think of like the line, the subway line. So maybe that's what it is. And I'm pretty sure it's not a squirrel that he caught. We caught a tortoise. It is a silly thing. It speaks only of orders and codes. Reforming him will be tough. This one's guard protocols are locked down tight. Perhaps I should just crack it open. It's a robot, not a tortoise. Guard protocols and codes. This is a robot that he's dealing with here, so perhaps we'll be able to find one nearby. Perhaps I should just crack open that shell and make tortoise stew. I imagine that wouldn't be very nice. Long trip to the sea. It paid off. Inside were such wonders. chems, weapons, food, and of course, answers. We even found a silly little snake. They say you cut its tail off, it grows back. Perhaps we'll see. I wonder whether or not we were the snake and we were found by the sea. Maybe. I do hope that little Ralph is okay. Or little Raphael is okay. I'm sure we'd know. If it wasn't, I'm sure we're fine. Janice didn't get round to it. We'll go with that. We've got some wonder glue here, which I'm not going to turn down. We are going to take that turpentine as well. The combination wrench we might look at coming back to. We'll leave it for the time being. We are going to need to go outside this room, but we are going to grab some more of these bottles as well. They are going to wear us down. As we can see, we're on 9 out of 90, which is quite high for this. Quite high, but you know what? I'm happy with that. And we are actually going to go ahead and equip this lead pipe. Make sure that we have it nearby should we need it, because undoubtedly we will. That's our heavy attack, and obviously we're going to be very sparingly when we do those heavy attacks. Blocking is very important as well. You just don't want to be hit in general. Getting hit is very, very bad. We've got some more turpentine. We're going to go ahead and take that. And you know what? We're going to leave everything else for now. Nothing else on that feral ghoul. We are going to continue. And now, this is the only other room that I have been in so far. Through here. And the light? Well, the light should be at least a little bit reaffirming. Now, I mention this is on because of atomic power. A lot of that would still be running. And as we can see, I imagine that this is Janice's playroom. Yeah. Now, the only other tests that I've done in here, I'm pretty sure those are radioactive, so we're going to stay away from them. I have tested putting things inside objects. So the chemistry station, we can usually transfer and put items in there, same with cabinets and things like that. However, I have had items disappear, and I'm not going to risk it. So we're going to hold onto items primarily, or even just drop them on the ground. And I know that items will despawn eventually, but I gotta hope that there's a chance that they might actually stick around for a little bit longer. Maybe some of you will be able to confirm. I haven't been able to find anything about items disappearing yet, but it's something that we might have to look into as this series continues, because we need to be able to store items long term. Day Tripper, okay. Luck 5, Charisma 5, Strength is down, and it actually takes away your sanity. That's not good. And that is removing it, because if we have a look at our whiskey gives us sanity, so Day Tripper will actually make us a little bit more insane. However, we will take it with us. Okay, we have some more steel in here, and steel is something that we are going to need because there's something pretty interesting that we can create at this chemistry station that I haven't actually ever used. Like I said, I haven't been outside this room, so I haven't actually done combat, but combat, let's just say it's very seeking in that it's a one-hit kill type scenario the majority of the time, and headshots really matter even with weapons. Like with this lead pipe, that was very loud. We want to make sure that we're actually hitting things in the head. Are we okay? We're okay. I imagine this almost is a sixth sense, like when your hairs stand up on the back of your neck, you know that something's close to finding you. We do have a scribbled note here, so we'll go ahead and see what we have. What's done is done. It's not real. The past. Just a memory. Just a dream. Old world, a dream. We need to forget. Maybe we do. Maybe we do. And I imagine that might be writing from Janice, actually, because Janice obviously was upset about hearing their names said. So, yes. I hope that we will encounter Janice somewhere down the line. I would like to. Hopefully we'll find someone with a Janice journal on them so that we'll actually know. We're going to have a look at the chemistry station really quick. There are some items on here that we might be able to use, beakers and the rest, but we're just going to jump in and have a look. Now, the main things that I've seen that are different here. Fireworks, I'm pretty sure, are added from Nuka World. Grenades look pretty much the same. Drugs look pretty much the same, but we have homemade explosives and healing. And we can actually make a bandage right off the bat, which is awesome. Definitely going to do that. But the other thing, which is new for me, is traps. We have traps here. Caltrops, bear trap, poison caltrops. Now for these we need to have blacksmith and chemist, but we can make caltrops right off the bat. Minor damage when walked over and a chance to stagger. That is going to help us out a great deal, and we're actually parched from a lack of water, so we need to get moving. So we are going to be using... No, we don't want to use the turpentine. No, because turpentine is something that we're actually going to want to try and look out for. If we go into healing, we can actually see that antiseptic, we're getting that from the turpentine. So let's go ahead. Let's make some bandages. I think we might just be able to make one. So we're actually using the money as cloth, and you know what? I'm okay with that. Bandages, that is something that I want to have. Do we want to have cloth and antiseptic turned on? We will for now. I don't know if I can turn one off individually. We don't. But that will highlight anything that has antiseptic in it. And we're not always going to be able to see what that is, so it's good to know. Something else for us to take note of is the surgical kit is what we actually use to repair limbs. And if your limbs are broken, it's a big deal. We need to try and keep our eye out for bandage scissors, and surgical scalpels. I'm pretty sure we have some across there, but those are also made out of metal, so we need to be sure that we don't accidentally use them. So what I probably want to do now is try and make ourselves some caltrops. All of this is going to give us experience at the same time, and that is really important. But then again, so is getting food and water, so we can't really dick around here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and try and find all the metal things that I don't think we need. Bone saw, that's fine, but those two we do actually need. Everything else that's metal, we are going to take with us. Let's see, what do we have? You, take the enamel bucket, combination wrench. Okay, we'll take the bucket as well. And you know what? Before we go any further, I'm sorry, Johnny. We need you off that bed, because that bed is now our bed, and we're going to be using that bed to the best of our ability. Now, we probably aren't going to go to sleep in the bed, but can we close you? We should be able to. No, we can't. Okay, that's fine. We'll leave it open. I won't be afraid of them coming back from the dead. No. I'm sure Raph isn't either. Something that we want to make sure we do is not move trolleys around. Move any kind of containers like this, because there is always a chance that there could be something hidden inside them. And it's worth us kind of keeping track of. Okay, surgical scalpel. No, we actually kind of want to save that. So for now, I'm going to try and move it over here. Like so. Boom. And we are going to try and use this area as a place to store things, so I would almost be more comfortable leaving items on the ground than putting them in things, because I've seen them disappear, and that would just frustrate me to no end. So we'll hope that things are going to stick around. We're going to do some science. We're going to have to leave some things in different places. So as you can see, we can make caltrops here. We definitely want to do it. Adjustable wrench, a few others. We're going to be able to make 2 here. Enamel bucket, yep. Okay, good. It's not giving us a huge amount of experience, but it's giving us something. And let's go ahead and exit, and we are going to have a look at them. I'm pretty sure that they're treated essentially like mines, so we're going to take it as a favorite. Yep, so we can see the icon actually is a mine. And we very well may need to use those. Avoiding combat is also a very big part of this. We're going to go ahead and grab those. Okay. Alright, now I haven't played outside of this room. I've seen a little bit outside before, but not that much, so it is going to be relatively fresh for me. I have seen essentially the first encounter with survivors, and, well, that's going to be an interesting way for me to explain to you how this all works. And already, it's ominous. We know we're safe behind us at the very least. And we have 2 doors either side. One sounds like it's got fire. Okay, we have a yellow line. And something that should be noted is also, seeing as we're not using VATS, we're not going to be able to use VATS to check for landmines and other explosive devices, so we need to be using our eyes in a big way when it comes to traps. Also because, traps, they'll go off right in your face. Valentine Station Service Key. Let's keep that in mind. But there's nothing else we can do up here. Nothing at all. We don't have a light source right now as well. Our Pip-Boy won't give us anything. So that's something that we actually have to craft. And it will be something that we work towards. Also just because it's going to make it a hell of a lot easier for YouTube, for you to be able to see that as well. Now, right away, this looks more inviting to me. When I'm looking at this, I'm seeing red light, red line, running upstairs, and I have a nice, calm, cooling blue light over here. That is much more inviting for me. And I think that's where we're probably going to go. I do want to just double check upstairs, though. We're undetected, so I think we're actually fine in this area. This is essentially our little hovel that we can call our own for now. Subway line, okay. So that is going to be a new cell. I'm half tempted to just sleep for an hour, but I know that's going to make us more hungry. So while it would be the smart thing to do, we aren't going to do it. Because we only live once. YOLO. Literally YOLO in this. So we're going to move through to the blue zone. And I don't know what we're... Well, I know at the very least the first encounter that we're going to have down here. Okay, and as we can see, we do kind of feel our hairs standing up on the back of our neck. We know that there are people nearby. And we can actually hear, which is awesome. This is why I tend to like to play without music, especially for Frost, just because you can hear those things. So we know that someone's using a cook station nearby, and that's going to be a pretty important station for us. Purifying water, cooking food. And those tin cans are going to mean more caltrops for us. Okay, alright. Now, I am going to do a little bit of a demonstration here. This will be the only time I do this. We can see there is a ghoul through here. I'm going to go ahead and use VATS. As we can see, it is just a survivor, and they are hostile towards us. Now, they are hostile. However, we're going to put this away, and we're going to walk up towards them. And I'm going to demonstrate to you why I think the AI in this is just fantastic. So we're walking up now in our, well, fisherman's gear, which is interesting to say the least. Make sure that we actually go back into first person here. There we go. Where are you? Yeah, see, we're getting hungry now as well. That cook station, we can probably smell it. Hello? See, look, he drew out his weapon. When we get too close, he gets worried. I'm going to back away. This is your place. You stay there. I'll stay here. They actually act like people. They're not running towards us recklessly. They're not, out of their mind. They care about their survival. They don't want to risk their life. And that's why, if you kill someone in this, it does affect your sanity, because everyone is just trying to get by. No one's going out their way to kill you. You kind of almost need to take that first step. And for now, we are going to be taking steps away from you into this train, where it looks like they might be living here as well, but at least for the time being, they're fine with me carrying on. And we are going to carry on away from them into this train cart, and we are going to try and take whatever we can find in here. And I'm going to be searching these barrels just to see if there is anything hidden. And usually we'll be able to tell. That one we can't actually move, but if we give you a little bit of a rattle, see if there's anything inside. Looking down the sides as much as possible. Okay. Just bones? Just bones. You stay there, buddy. You don't do anything at all. Okay, nothing in you. And this is quite dark, and I know this is going to appear even darker on YouTube, unfortunately. Try and brighten these things up as much as we can, and we have some glass bottles, so we're going to go ahead and take them. One more. Okay, that's it. What are we looking at the moment? 17, so not that bad. We're actually aren't carrying too much. Something to consider, though, is that your weapons and armor are going to take up a decent chunk of that carrying weight. Definitely worth considering. And, okay, yes, please. Toxic and a Molotov. I had that kind of creep me out for a second then. And we also have some gas canisters. That's something that's worth us actually almost going back with. So we are going to be playing cautious, especially early on. Because it takes a long time to level in this. It takes a long time to kind of get progression. But those are going to be great. A toxic is going to give us radiation damage as well. So in addition to the flames, it's good. It's good. We'll definitely take that. And yeah, the gas we're not going to be able to do anything else with right now, but it's good that we've got them. I don't think I'm going to hotkey them. Let's do it actually. We're going to put the Molotov on 11 for now, just in case we really need to, but I don't think we're going to need to. Because generally, the way that I look at encounters, and especially encounters in this... Oh, duct tape, yes please. That might count as cloth, that'll be why it was showing up, but it's also adhesive, and we'd probably want to be using it for adhesive more than anything. Yeah, where was I going with that? Yes, so encounters in this, the way I see encounters is that everything that you do is an investment. We're going to be investing ammunition, Molotovs, our health. All of these things we're investing into an encounter, and we essentially need to divvy up in our mind, is it worth it? We need to kind of try and figure out what's the reward of this encounter, and is it worth us risking our life for? Because at the end of the day, our goal isn't to save the world. Our goal is to keep Raphael alive as long as possible. This is his day-to-day life, and I mean, it's a grim one, but it's still a life. We're going to take these along with us because we are relatively unencumbered right now. Scalay Station. Okay. We'll take a deep breath, and we'll move in. Okay. It's quiet so far. That's good. We're just going to use our ears for a little bit here. Okay, all right. Moving even a little bit tells us there are definitely people here. Yes, please. Molotov and Stealth Boy. And yeah, okay, I thought this might be the case. The board is actually a weapon. It does 28 damage, which is good damage, but we can see that it's actually slow. So compared to our lead pipe, which does 22, this is medium speed. And sometimes in this, speed is better than damage, because at the end of the day, if someone isn't wearing a helmet, if you can hit them in the head with a lead pipe, it's going to kill them. It's going to kill them. It's going to knock them to the ground. They're going to be dead. So yeah, I think I would take that over the board. Whether we want to take the board back with us because we might be able to modify it, I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think we'd be using slow weapons in this, even though we are, you know, a big guy, we're melee orientated. I feel like for the most part we're going to try and use medium weapons and have a fast weapon in case we need to be very, very fast. But Molotov, hell yes, and Stealth Boy, definitely. So that Stealth Boy we could probably try and use to actually stealth through this area if we want to. But what we're going to do is we're just going to try and sneak here and see who we are dealing with. Okay. So we have some in the distance. Now I'm not going to be using VATS here, but I can see one person right now. And now remember, Raphael's a big guy, and his stealth skill ain't that great. So really, he isn't very good at sneaking. Okay, we're looking at 2 people already. Quite an investment. Now, safest thing for us to assume is that they ain't gonna like us being here. Okay, that's a third person. That's someone new. This is a negative. We are going to be leaving this place behind and going back into this little subway cart because that is something that we do not want to deal with right now. No siree. And I know you might be thinking, Rycon, that's just, you're being a coward, you're being silly, but that's something that we probably don't want to do right now. But I guess we're stuck with the situation. Raphael's getting hungry. He has a hunger in his stomach and he's getting thirsty. You know what? There's a cooking station just down there, and there's 2 ghouls. And those were people. And I know this ain't great, but those are people back there and these are ghouls. Maybe in Raphael's mind, the lesser of 2 evils is killing the ghouls, which he has probably seen can in turn become those monsters that roam the sewers. And the one that was in the cell, perhaps that was the squirrel. It didn't have a tail, but perhaps that was the squirrel that they caught. I don't know. No, that's the one that we've thrown, okay. So, while I don't want to, I feel like we might have to do something here. So these poor 2 ghouls probably aren't going to last much longer. Now, my question is, can caltrops damage ourselves? I'm not sure. So that should be caltrops selected. I need to be sure it is. Okay, that's good. Okay, so we're found then. He saw us quite clearly. Okay. We can die here. Just so everyone's on the same page, we can definitely die here. We're going to go ahead and have this ready. I'm going to look at chucking those caltrops out. I've never used them before. I'm almost tempted to use one as a test. Because, look, you don't set off your own mines, right? Surely you won't set off your own caltrops. Okay. Can we pick them back up? Oh, you can't. Okay. Well, look. Here, we've got a fallback point. At least we know where the caltrops are, right? So we're able to kind of like dodge and weave through them. That's good to know. We're going to have to do a similar thing over there. But we can see that we actually threw those caltrops quite far, so we might be able to even go something like this. Like that. Okay, he's now searching for us. We need to back off, because they might actually have guns, we don't know. Come on. In here. In here. Come on. Oh, you see that? He got hurt. So that's a start. Come on. In here. He's still searching for us. You see, they're being cautious. They're being territorial.
It's over.
It ain't over. It's just beginning. Come on. Come on. Let's do this thing. I'm so nervous right now. This is my first fight. I'm sure Raphael has had to kill people before, but I haven't.
Why's it gotta be so quiet?
It's not. Believe me, it's not. Oh, there we go. Oh, he got hurt by them again. Are they still on the ground? I think he's running.
Have it your way.
Oh, shoot. Oh, no. Okay, we need to run. Run. Oh my god, he's got like a freaking flaming torch or something. Oh, okay. Okay, we hit him a few times then, but as we could see, he was still alive. I thought I hit him in the head pretty good. We've drawn first blood.
Damn it.
How about you come follow me onto my caltrops? That sounds much better to me. They don't want to leave. They're being smart. They really are. I don't want to invest a Molotov into this, but at the same time...
1 second gone, the next. Gone. Who moves that fast? Gotta be...
Batman? We're definitely Batman. Okay, we might actually be able to try and sneak up on them here. So we haven't damaged you at all. Oh, those caltrops did nothing. Oh, man. How far away has he gone? He's gone quite far. Okay, see, we're looking at 2 of them. Maybe if we can go back to being completely hidden. See, look, we're losing thirst already.
Coward.
Well, maybe we are. Maybe we are, but we're still alive for now. We've damaged one of them a decent amount. See, I don't know if I wanted to invest it like a power shot into him. Maybe it would have been worthwhile. That's a very...
False alarm.
Yeah, maybe. You know what? If we can get one of them while they're cooking... One moment. Okay, apologies. There was a slight intermission there. Wife just came in, had a few questions about why there was a toaster underneath the bed. It's a long story, so I won't recount it here, but it needed to be covered there. So, right, we're back, and I'm still just as afraid as I was before. Really afraid. Oh, god damn it. You know, I was hoping that one of them was going to be cooking, because if they're cooking, it's going to take them a second to get off the cooker, and that gives us a chance. Right now, they have numbers on us, and that ain't great. I think we might have to... I think we might have to invest a Molotov into this. Because,
Weird.
right now, they're going to be able to detect us super duper easy, and, that is not good for us. If we can lure them out of here, though. Okay, alright, let's try. Come on. Come on, you wanna...
Let's do this.
Yeah, let's do it then. You want to come for me, or do you want to stay in there? Oh, you're going to come for me now. Oh, but you're not. You tricky little bastard. He's really playing us right now. Because look, if we can get him to run across those caltrops, if he's staggered, then we can go on full on attack him. I hate that there's a little jump here. I'm so flighty. I can almost imagine Raphael probably not being as flighty as I am, but Raphael, I know how close you are to dying right now, my friend. You don't know. I mean, you guys can see me. You just don't want to leave there, do you? You don't. Because that's your terrain. That's your home. And I respect that, but you have to respect that I'm hungry and I'm thirsty and I need to eat. And while it's gonna do my head in to do you wrong like this, I don't want to tangle with your torch. You're gonna set me on fire. You're gonna try and bash me with that thing. I hate to say it, but I think we're gonna have to use one of the Molotovs here. But that's the thing, it might not be enough to kill them. If it damages them enough, then we'll be looking okay. Like I said, most of the time it's a one shot. Most of the time. Oh dear. The only issue here though is there is a high chance that we might end up just hitting ourselves. Hey, come on. Come on, I'm here.
Back here, damn it.
Oh, one of them's alone.
Shoulda run.
Oh. Oh, they've both run. They've both run away now. We could just go straight through, maybe. We could just try and fight this one by ourselves. It's entirely possible. Oh, come on, you.
Why's it gotta be so quiet?
And they're both staying away now. If he comes by himself, we're gonna fight him. Okay. Come on. Okay, we blocked. Oh, there we go. There we go. Okay.
Maybe it's over.
I'm sorry, but it isn't. Were we on fire then? We were on fire for a second. We blocked it, but that fire damage still went through. You see, we managed to get that time block and... Oh, okay. Let's see. Let's take that. I don't know what it is, but it sounds great. Jet fuel. We're going to take the torch also. And then we're going to back out. We're going to back out of here. And we're going to try and see what we actually got out of that. Because the Explorer outfit might be better than what we're dealing with right now. I'm feeling every moment of this right now. I hope this is just as exciting for you as it is for me. The Explorer outfit, yeah. See, both these outfits though, the issue with them is that they take up all the slots. So if we had anything that covers them, we wouldn't be able to wear them together, unfortunately. But right now, the Explorer outfit isn't any better, and it actually weighs a lot. So we're going to go ahead and drop that to the ground. Let's have a look at the torch. 16 and 10. It's definitely got fear factor for me. So it's doing a little bit of energy damage as well. Right now, I still feel like that's the best weapon for us. While the torch is going to be good for us to have, perhaps it is going to actually be able to light up the area around us. Okay, are you by your little stove? Are you warning your friend? Let's ease out. Okay, he's looking at his friend. You're going to be able to see us easy. We can't actually yet.
Thought I saw something.
Oh, yeah, you have. You've seen us. I'm right here.
Let's do
Oh,
this.
okay, alright, now, we're... Oh, you're just straight up coming for us now. Okay. Oh, we hit him pretty hard. It's over. It's over. Okay. We're okay. We're okay. Now, all the times I've seen this encounter go down, it's never felt as tense as it did for me right then, and that's what I love about Permadeath. Every encounter God damn. Okay, well, look, we're going to have to drag you out of the way because we don't want you blocking that path back to our home. So we're going to have to leave you there. The Explorer outfit, as we know, isn't any good for us because that was an Explorer's outfit, right? Yeah. It sucks that we can't pick up the caltrops, and I don't think there is a spot where we can do it. But hey, they're cheap enough for us to make. You know, they do seem to stagger our opponents. I think we're going to use them more often, but we're going to use them a little bit more aggressively. Yeah, those other ones are definitely gone. Yeah, we got them pretty good. Let's see, what do they have? Oh, they just had a bobby pin. I kind of feel bad for killing them for just a bobby pin. You know what? They might not be the only ones here. Do not enter. You know what? I think we're going to. But before we do, we are going to have a look at this cook station and see if there is anything we can do here. So it looks like we can do a few other healing things. We can make bandages. I don't think... Eyebot lantern. That is cool. That is really quite cool. Roasts, soups, and utility. Good to know. Yeah, I'm not surprised that we can't make anything there. We don't have any food right now. And you can't actually get food from animals unless you take a perk to actually be able to butcher them, essentially. So, something that we are probably going to have to do. I want to find some food, though. So we're going to press on a little bit further. We have lost some health, and we are going to regain that back. So if we go ahead to our statuses here, we can see that we're dealing with 103 health right now. We can get that back by using our bandage. How much does our bandage give us? Just to have a look. Increases auto heal rate. Well, we don't have an auto heal rate, so I hope that gives us some health back. Because if it doesn't, then that sucks. Is this a cell? Oh, it's actually locked. Subway line. Novice, we might actually be able to unlock that with that bobby pin that we just got, but I think the bobby pins do disappear. Let's have a look under our MISC and just have a see. We do have 2 bobby pins. I wonder if we will lose it, because I think you're meant to. I think you're meant to. Let's go down this very dark and frightening looking way. We're going to go ahead and grab that torch and put it on number 2. And as we can see, it does give us some light as we walk down here, and it does actually light us up. Okay, we can see light ahead. This is good because it's illuminating an area where we might be seeing landmines. Definitely worth us having a look. It says this way. I don't like that. Let's stand on the side. Let's do that, because only dicks would put landmines on the side, right? Okay. I swear my adrenaline was going crazy back there. We've got a body, and I don't trust it. So we're going to move very cautiously up towards it. Oh, that looks good though. Alliance volunteer. Okay, okay. That's a chest piece and everything. This is a friggin' gold mine. I don't know who you are, but thank you, sir, for your sacrifice. And that's a gas mask as well. This is very, very good. Oh, just all the goodness. Explosives retrieval. Okay, so he had a mission and he didn't pass it. You know what he's probably did? Those 2 ghouls down the way. And as to why they didn't loot him, maybe they thought it was bad luck, I don't know. But I'm grateful, because this is all ours now. And look at that, the red bandana actually does give you some radiation resistance, which is just so cool. Okay, so we've got a metal left arm, a metal chest piece, left leg and right leg. So, and a sturdy right arm. So it's full metal everything, which is just really cool, but also very heavy. We have that, which we're definitely going to read. We're definitely going to be wearing that. The Surveyor outfit, it gives us endurance and perception, no damage resistance, but we get all of that from the things that we're wearing around us. We have the Tunnelman's hat, which does give us damage and energy resistance, and then finally welding goggles, which gives us a little bit of radiation resistance as well. So we are going to take all, and thank you, just, yeah, a million times thank you to this person. So let's go ahead. We are going to probably be leaving this behind now, and getting everything equipped here, because hell yes. Now, as we can see, it does take up a heck load more space on us, but that we're wearing everything in there, and well, let's have a look and see how we are looking now. And you know what? We are definitely looking like more of a survivor, but we are suffering more fatigue now from being hungry, and we definitely are hungry, but we look cool. We got 2 goggles as well, which is, you know, everyone needs 2 goggles, definitely. But we need to go ahead and read that mission and see what we have. The bombs stashed... Okay, the bombs are stashed right at their front entrance. Whose front entrance? You'll need to dodge by whatever traps they have, whatever guards they've assigned. It won't be easy. I know I don't need to explain to you how dangerous this mission is, but this is our only hope. We can't take down town until we know they can't collapse everything in the process. We're fighting a madman, Don. This is the only way. And so I'm assuming this is Don. Well, Don, I'm sorry, my friend, but you aren't going to be stopping this. So the Alliance are some kind of faction that exists in the world of Frost. And we're going to go a little bit further along here and see exactly what we got going on. Okay. Oh, we need a key. And we do not have that upper blue line gate key. And we don't have that. I imagine that probably is found along the blue line. So we are going to be heading back. I am going to walk the same path that we walked before, because we know that is safe from traps. And I just love the fall off. Like, I love how dark it is down here. And because it just adds so much to the atmosphere in such a big way. Unfortunately, we don't have any food to cook. And if we have a look, we'll be able to see that we are definitely getting hungrier. So if we go to stasis, it isn't actually going to tell us what they... Oh, show effects. Yeah, so we can see that that is affecting our endurance, our thirst, our perception, and we are a little bit tired. What is the time of day? We're going to go to data just to be able to see that. 10:17. So we should probably try and sleep. I don't know if we're going to try and get a full night's rest. I am not sure on that one. You know what? We're going to have a peek. We're going to have a peek up there and see. Because if we can unlock this, I think we're going to try. Oh, hang on. Interesting. We are using the lockpick. Okay. I thought it was automatic. Maybe it was just in that one instance because it was a story aspect. I could have been completely wrong in what I said earlier on. But anyway, it is going to be much more difficult for us. So we need to be super freaking cautious. Okay, that got us some experience. We might just need to turn around as soon as we go through this door. We'll find out. Okay. Actually, we're undetected right now. Okay, so far so good. Found. What? What? I don't like... I do not like that. I don't like that one bit. What? What is finding me? Okay, there. This is creeping me out. Creeping me out too much for day one. So, we're gonna go back. Yeah. We are playing it safe. We are definitely playing it safe. We haven't had any radiation damage while we've been out here, so that is that's a positive at the very least. We can be happy about that. And we cleared these two out of here, so we have access to a cook station, a chem station, and well, We know that there are some people down there, people that we might have to use those Molotovs on. But look, we didn't use one in this situation, so that means that we have one that we can use down there. So, swings and roundabouts, it's good stuff for us. Something that we haven't had a look at, though. I haven't been up red. But at the same time, I feel like I'd be pushing it if I did too much more. And so we're going to be crawling back into our little home, our little space that we have here. We are hungry, we are thirsty, but we are going to have a little bit of a sleep. And now we are only tired, so I might be able to get away with just sleeping for an hour. And that is going to allow us to save. Boom. Okay, we have saved. We are tired from the lack of sleep though, so we might need to sleep for a little bit longer, but the problem with that is that we are going to become more hungry and thirsty if we do go to sleep. And I don't know whether or not we should, because then by the morning we are going to be really feeling it, but that might just drive us into doing something. So we are going to sleep through the night. It is 12 a.m. now. Wake up, survive. Well, that's great. Great advice. We'll do our best to survive. Okay, so it does autosave. So we are going to try and go ahead and sleep for a full... Let's go for 6 hours right now. 7. Go 7. We're not going to go for the full 8. And we're going to see what our condition is when we wake up. Okay, how bad is it? Okay, we feel well rested. That's good at the very least. Now, how is everything else is my next question. Okay, so it didn't actually go up too much overnight, which is great. And we actually recovered some health. So, yay us. That is really good. It's good to know that we actually do recover overnight in that way. So, guys and gals, we have survived our first day. Raphael is definitely looking a lot more kitted out than he was when we started this one. So please do join us again in the next. This has been Raphael, the survivor. And we did survive our first encounter, and it terrified me. And there are going to be many more days of that to come. We are getting hungry, we are getting thirsty, and we're going to need to do something about it. Please do join me in the next. I have been Rycon. You have all been awesome. And until next time, stay tuned.